I am Bobby Donaldson. I am an associate professor of history and the faculty principal of Preston Residential College. I came here in 1999 as an assistant professor of history and African American studies. My wife and I are both products of very small liberal arts colleges. She went to Dartmouth, I went to Wesleyan, Connecticut. And we both always sort of envisioned trying to recreate some of that community wherever we are. And so when I learned about the Preston principalship opening, I kind of hemmed and hawed about, was this a good time to apply? We have, at that time, a 3-year-old. And does it make sense to raise a little kid in a place like Preston? And every time we asked the question, the response was yes. So I applied, and it's been a learning experience since. Residential college means there are certain internal programs that a unit does that's probably not duplicated elsewhere. So I think when Preston was first conceived, it was particularly unique. It had a strong student government. It had many more student-oriented programs happening in this space than any other housing on campus. Since that time, however, a lot more communities have kind of built upon the Preston tradition. The other thing that's particularly unique about Preston is that you have, in terms of really building a relationship between faculty and students well beyond the boundaries of the classroom. It creates a kind of culture that, again, you won't find anywhere else on campus. I think the principal's job is primarily to be an academic leader, to keep their finger on the pulse of where students are intellectually and academically, to provide advice and consultation. They are to really serve as a model leader. I think I have a lot to teach a young person. One of my skill sets is really helping students be their best selves and really tapping into components of their lives and talents they're probably not fully aware of, and trying to teach and work to sort of help them discover their voice, their own identity. But also I see students as intellectual equals too. Not everyone does. We're seeing a generational shift now where students have reshaped Preston to their own needs while still maintaining some of the traditions of the building. I would like to see a Preston that has a much different kind of space. I mean, it doesn't mean we leave this historic space, but I think we do imagine a space where you have adequate classrooms where courses taught in this building. You have more inviting public spaces. If we want our students to study together, then we can't simply give them very narrow converted rooms on the second and third floor. If we want them to be more creative individuals, we need an adequate art space. If we want them to be engaged in technology, we need a better computer lab. I think so all those things, I think, if we identify what Preston's mission is first, then we should make sure that we have the resources, the space to meet those needs. I think Preston is unique to our university in part because we're a huge institution and students come from various different perspectives to campus. Preston has a reputation as being a quirky, eclectic arts, kind of bohemian community. It is, and I think that people should embrace that and see that as really a core component of what Preston is. It's not its totality, but also to not necessarily run from it, but to say why indeed that sort of perspective adds to the life of our campus.